If you're not yet a subscriber, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also the little bell icon so you can be alerted each and every time we make a new video. Hey everybody, Ira Miller here, Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel, and today we're going to do a walkthrough for a home here in Marion County on Maple Song. And so here, the background story to this home is we were supposed to close on this home, I think in April of last year. So today is January 5th, I think, 4th or 5th, 2022. We were supposed to close on this in April of 2021. And the lady got sick who was in this house and went to the hospital and passed away a week before closing, which was a horrible thing to happen, not only for her and her family, but it totally disrupted the whole closing process and probate process. And so here we are, like 8 months later, 9 months later, and just now going to closing tomorrow. So I'm doing a walkthrough for this home, but I did want to give everybody an opportunity to understand what was going on with this home. So it's been vacant that whole time. There's nobody that's lived in it. We're gonna go ahead and do a walkthrough. I've got my toolkit here to help me along in my walkthrough, and I have Christian standing behind us, so he's gonna help me with doing the video for this walkthrough as well. So Maria, who is the new owner, this is the walkthrough. She's not here today. She wasn't able to be here. So we're gonna do the walkthrough for her without her, and we're gonna video the whole process so she has everything on record. All right, so that's kind of what we do. If you're not able to be here, that's what we do. We'll go ahead and do the walkthrough for you and video everything, the whole process for our records and your records, and for the viewing audience, okay? So there you go. Let's go ahead, Christian, let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and do this walkthrough. We've already got some things started. I've got the washer and dryer going on inside. I've got the sprinkler system going on to check that out. So let's go ahead and get started with this. All right, so let's go ahead, let's get started. So the first thing I see when I walk right up to this, there's a tear in the screen in the garage, in the screen door over the garage. This right here, screens are required per contract to be replaced. If they're not doing, there's another little hole here, a couple holes here. These panels, this one looks okay, so these panels would be required to, looks like we had some mud daubers up there, but these panels are required to be replaced, okay? Let's go ahead through the front. Well, let's see. We've got the sprinklers working. They look like they need to be adjusted. They haven't been adjusted. I know there was something on the home inspection report that we'll show you here in just a second. Let's go ahead and go through the garage. So, washer's working. There's heat coming out of the dryer, so the dryer's working. There was something on the inspection report about the filter, so this filter's been replaced. So we know that's been taken care of for the inspection report. All right. Other things we want to look at in the garage door opener. Make sure that works, as well as the light. So that's working. We've got lights in the garage too that are working. All right, so that's going to pretty much complete our inspection of the garage other than the irrigation system. All right, so let's go ahead and we just showed you the inside of the garage. Let's do a walk around the outside here real quick. Because there were some things on the inspection report that were noted, okay? Talked about some leakage going on. It's still leaking. There is some leakage going on down here. You can see it from over here, Christian. The back side. All right, so we still note that there's some of that going on. They didn't do anything. Now they did give us some. There's a little hole up there in the soffit. So you can repair that with caulk. You don't have to replace it, okay? It just has to maintain the operation in which it was designed. So we'll get up there. We just don't want bugs crawling up in there. That's the only thing with that little hole. They did provide us with some other soffit material, but it doesn't match what's here. It has slots instead of holes, and so rather than tearing that out, it's not going to match anyways. We're just going to go ahead and fill that in with some caulk. All right. We'll report those things to the selling agent that haven't been addressed. Again, we have some irrigation we're dealing with, so those irrigation issues are kind of minor. Again, in the whole scheme of things, I will address it with the selling agent. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back inside. Now we walk in, the light's working here. So let's go ahead and take care of the kitchen. So we'll start running some water. There is no garbage disposal with this home. Sprayer works. We'll turn that on. Doesn't look like this light's working. Could be just a bulb. We'll see if we can't steal a bulb. So we're going to try to see if this will fit up in there. Kind of tight. Yeah. All right, so we see it's working, so it's just the light that was burned out. We'll go ahead and put this back, but at least we know that this light's working. We'll just leave that out. It's kind of a telltale when it's black around there, and these fluorescent bulbs, they're kind of obsolete as well. So we'll put this back. I want to check, let me go ahead and start the dishwasher while we're here. Short wash. We'll get that started. Make sure that's working. We'll wash this bulb off while we're here. It's a little dusty from all right. I've got the warm water, so I know the water heater is working. I look under here. And I check for leaks. dry my hands off real good just to make sure that I'm not seeing or feeling any leaks. So the dishwasher's working. So that's good. Don't see any leaks going on underneath here. Now you want to kind of see if any leaking going on. So all this seems to be good. Again, no garbage disposal. We'll send that over to that side too. Make sure that side's not leaking. Let's go ahead and do a check of the microwave. So I have a little handy tool here. So first thing I want to do is check the light. Okay, light works. Fan works. As you can see, it goes through the roof. All right, so it goes up through the ceiling into the roof. So that's good. It's not a recirculatory one. So that fan's working. And we want to make sure that this is working. I got one of these cool things called a magic light. 12 seconds. Start. There you go. So that tells us microwave is working. Everything's in good shape. All right, let's check out. So this burner's working. This obviously hasn't been used in a while. So those two burners are working. All right, so the range is working. Let's go ahead and see if this is going to work for us. All right, so we have it on broil. All right, so the broiler's working. Okay, so we're good to go there. And I can see red down here, so it looks like the oven itself is working. So the broiler's gone off, and now we have the oven working. So the oven works. Okay, so we've got all that. One more check of the drainage here. I don't feel any leaking going on. So we're good from both ends of the drain system in the sink. All right, that's good. Anyways, let's go move a little bit forward here. I love these homes that have stuff in them. Okay. What do we got here? Ice. So it's making ice. We heard the ice machine going. We're gonna take this out. We got This ice is solid. That's why it wasn't coming out. Use some of the hot water we were using before. Break it up. And Maria will get you some new ice going in this. How's that? Okay. So we'll let it drain a little bit. All right, we got it all dried out, so we'll just put it back, okay? There we go. All right. Water. Let's check for water. So light. Water. Okay. So the water is working. That's good. So I think we're pretty much done with the kitchen. We're going to go ahead and put this bulb back and go into the master. Check that out. We'll get that going. We'll put our bulb back. We can see one is burned out. Let's just make sure it is a burned out bulb and not something wrong with the socket. I should just double check that. There you go. So it's just a burned out bulb again. Exhaust fan's working. Here's what happens when homes sit vacant for a long time. So this will tell you how long this home's been sitting. There's no water in the toilet. So we're just going to go ahead and flush it. Probably no water in the tank either. But anyways, that's working. Sometimes you get roaches that when a home has been vacant a long time. We'll just go ahead and take care of that. All right. So, shower's working. We want to make sure it's draining, so we kind of leave that. We don't want to see any leaking going on, you know, here. It's leaking a little bit from the head, but it's not leaking from the joints, which is good. All right, so draining well, so we're good there. Water, like I said, we hear the fan. Here. All right, so the fan's working. Turn the water back on, make sure no leaking going on under here. Okay. That goes off. Light in the closet works. Light and fan in the master works. Here's your remote hanging over here. This is for the light. So the remote is still working, surprisingly. And we'll kind of shut the fan off with the remote. All right. So we have our fan going on over here. Light works in the fan, so we're happy about that. We have this fixture works, so that's good there. Now this is how you turn your shower on. You pull it down. So both heads seem to be working. You just adjust it up here. Okay. No leaking around there. Seems to be draining well. So we'll shut that off. All right, not to get too disgusting, but, you know, I tell and reveal everything in my videos. You see a nasty toilet, that's roaches going in there for water. And then they eventually die once the water kind of goes out of the toilet. All right, so here, one more time, looking under the sinks, I see no leaking going on under here. So, all right, it's draining a little slow here. Okay, so it's a little slow. What that's going to require is simple. Okay, you undo this, you undo that, you take this little gooseneck off here, and there's going to be some hair and junk in there. You clean that out, put it back on, screw it back on, you're good to go. But 95% of the time that's what's happening. That's why you have these quick release junctions right here. So you can go ahead and take care of that and save yourself some money from a plumber coming out and charging you for unclogging a drain. All right, here, fan works. Okay, we're looking at the windows. The windows look good while we're here. Sometimes these windows will lose their seal. But that's done in an inspection report, okay? So I don't really expect, even though the inspection report was done a long time ago, that's why I'm kind of looking at things that normally are done in an inspection report. Solar tube is in here. Fan works, light works. So, and you have natural light with your solar tube. That's what a solar tube is. Fan works here, lights work. We'll check the windows all look good. Okay, which is nice. And that's all we really have to check in here. That's done, that's done, that's done. All that's done. Okay. So, like I said, this home probably would go between $275 and $285 today. This is a big expense. Glass. Glass is very expensive. To do something like this is probably $10,000 alone, just to enclose this with glass. All right. So what else do we have? We do have some holes in the screens that should have been fixed, but again, that's something cheap, something minor, not something that I think it warrants not closing on the home. I mean, so it is what it is. It's not a big expense. And now, if this was a normal case, I would absolutely tell the selling agent that needs to be done before we close. But under these circumstances, I'm gonna suggest to Maria, don't worry about something like that. Okay? Yeah, back in here, I want to check the windows. Windows look fine. They're not fogged up. They're not dirt. They're dirty, but they're not. They haven't lost their seal, so we're good there. Okay. Let's turn this off. Let's see. What else do we need to check in here? I think that's pretty much it. We've checked the entire home. Very good condition for sitting as long as it has. The dishwasher's still running, but it's working. Okay. Hot water. We're good to go there. So I'm very happy with what we've seen so far. Nothing unexpected other than the window screens. Here's your window there. This was replaced at some point. Okay. Let's go look at the what we have here in our inspection report. And we have Maple Song summary that Paige has sent to me. This is from the inspection report. All right, so March 30th, 2021 was done by TLC Home Inspections. So we have base leaking, one or more sprinkler heads leaking excessively at the base. All right, so you can kind of see this is where the gas meter is. So it looks like they're saying there's a sprinkler head leaking there. Shows a PVC leak. Leak was observed in the PVC line there. That's for the sprinkler system. Damaged screens we're talking about, as we saw some loose siding. I don't know. Yeah, up here it's showing a little bit of a loose siding. Eaves damaged. There's a little tiny hole in one of those. So here's that screen door for the garage. That was not fixed. They show that the filter's dirty, which we saw was replaced. Master light is not working, as we saw. It is working now, as we saw. There was a globe in the kitchen that's now replaced. The under vent light, as we saw, worked when we did our walkthrough. We talked about our slow drain and how to fix that. So that's pretty much it. Not a bad inspection report. They did do a lot of things in the inspection report. A couple things were not done. Like I said, I feel like that was pretty minor compared to, they did fix a lot of the things on there. So I'm happy with basically what we have. All the major things are working. A couple of things like, maybe some sprinkler heads need to be replaced. A little hole in the soffit needs to have some caulking put up in there. and some screens need to be replaced. But other than that, we're good to go. You know, they replaced some gloves. I guess Charlie, the selling agent, she probably was instrumental in getting a lot of that stuff done. So thank you, Charlie, for what you've put into this as well. So we're good. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'll report back to Maria about what I found with some of the things that were and were not done. See if she agrees with me that we should just go ahead and close, just because, you know, again, we're dealing with an owner who's a child of the person who lived here, and she's in California, and it's hard for her to get things done living in California, even though the selling agent can assist with that. But we'll kind of talk it over. I'm sure this is a go, and we'll move forward. So we'll go ahead and we'll see you outside. All right, so there you go. There you have it. We did the walkthrough. A couple of things just weren't taken care of, but we're dealing now not with the homeowner, but the homeowner's family, who actually lives in California, clear across the country. And so it's hard to get a lot of things done. Here's one thing I will note. This home was sold at $215,000 last year when we went under contract in, I guess, March. We went under contract for $215,000. Today, this home is worth at least $275,000, $285,000. So that's kind of what happened. So some of the deficiencies that we saw that were left behind, I think, are kind of things, they're minor. They're things that we can kind of overlook simply because Maria, unknowingly at the time, you know, she kind of stuck with it, and she hung in there, and she decided she wasn't going to cancel this contract. Once we realized we had that delay in probate, she hung in there, and she's reaping the rewards, because today she's buying a home for $215,000 that if she went ahead and entered into a contract, say in December, and is closing now in January, easily going to pay at least another $60,000, $70,000 more. So she's definitely reaping the rewards for hanging in there, hanging tough, and doing what she had to do. Even though she sold her home up north, she's been kind of living with friends and relatives this whole time. This is what you get. So she's saved a ton of money buying last year and hanging in there. So kudos to her. So like I said, some of these things that weren't addressed that we saw here in the video, you know, that kind of stuff, you're not going to disrupt a closing or not close for some of these simple things that weren't addressed, with the fact that you're saving $60,000, $70,000 by moving forward with the closing. So that's what we have today. I want to thank you all for watching. Maria, thank you so much for hanging tough in there. You definitely reaping the rewards of buying a home at a price last year, early last year, and now closing in 2022, but saving a ton of money. So good for you for hanging in there, and thank you for hanging in there with me, being patient. You know, a lot of people could have been just blowing the tops off their heads, wondering why we can't get in here because of the slow process of the probate. And a lot of that was in the court systems. You know, the court systems, a lot of them were slowed down and shut down because of the pandemic. And so it's been a tough row to hoe, but we're now closing, and this is the reward you get. $60,000 to $70,000 in instant equity because you hung in there. So Maria, thank you for hanging with us, being patient, and being very nice through the whole process. So thank you for that. All right, so anyways, if we can do something like that for you, our viewing audience, we're here for you. This is what we do. We do walkthroughs, videos. We do videos of homes in case you can't be here, but you still want to buy something. This is what you get. All right, so just want to remind you all, if you're watching and you're not yet a subscriber, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you're looking for a home, call us, let us know. 352-204-9026. You'll probably talk with Blakely. She's my new assistant, but Paige at this point in time is still hanging in there with us. And we'd be happy to set you up on an auto email to where we will be sending you homes to look at through the MLS, and instantly, as soon as we get it, you get it. And then you can let us know, hey, there's a home that came out that you sent to me and I'm really interested in it. So we run out, do videos, send it to you, see if that might be something you want to go ahead and make an offer on. And trust me, folks, we've done this for a lot of people, and I've turned down more homes than what we've sold. I've typically turned down 2 or 3, 4 homes until we finally found the right one. So I'm not going to just do a video and tell you this is a great home just to sell you a home. I don't do that. That's not the way I work, and I'm sure most of you know that. So we'll do that for you as well. I'll go ahead and critique the home. If it's not something I think it's worth the money or the value or what you're looking for, I'll tell you right up front. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in our next video.